Then as you got older, you may not even realize that your family had probably already affected your livelihood, or in the sense of like the narrative of yourself. And most of the time they could have tried, but maybe you probably beat that part of the spiritual warfare, okay? So that's the first stage, that you didn't even realize that you beat the family stage of trying to change your narrative and your reputation in your life, right? So then you grow up until you start going to school, maybe your teenage years, you meet some friends, whatever like that. And then once again, you probably like the friend in the group that probably like try to make amends, or when people are arguing, you bring everybody together, like you call solutions, and you become the mediator. You know, you like the friend that balances everything out, right? And then you're going to have those friends or people that you're going to meet that's going to come along and try to make other people view you in a different light. They're going to try to say, oh, this person's actually really like this person's like a sneaky person, this person's a liar. And the people that's around that's not really awoken to like the spiritual warfare tactics, they'll probably start to fall for it. But that's because they probably have like some type of wound and within them, or some type of insecurity, where the devil could actually hijack their soul to believe these things because they have insecurity. But the whole time you're just bringing love and light to the group. So yeah, you're gonna have the people that's carrying this dark energy within the spiritual warfare, that's gonna keep trying to get people to go against you. And then the whole time you probably just like, what is wrong with people, right? Like, how can these people even view me as like, if they see or know, and you know for a fact for yourself too, that you just a nice person, like you there for everybody, you show up for everybody, but they continue to want to change that out of you, change that narrative to bring you back down. And that's a part of spiritual warfare. Basically, when you're a person that came down to earth and reincarnated to be a being of light, to guide people to light, to be like a peacemaker and stuff like that, there's going to be the opposing team that's constantly trying to get everybody to view you down, just to get you to think that about yourself, and then get you into that level where they at, to bring you to the dark side. So those are part of spiritual warfare. So you probably went through that, and then over time you probably lost a lot of friends. You probably was a person that was just hanging out with everybody, trying to make everybody like you, trying to be everybody's friends, supporting everybody, when those people, when it came time for you, they never did the same for you, right? They just dismissed you, or they made it seem like you wasn't worthy of them showing out for you. And that's when you started to notice, like, and then once you start realizing that, sometimes you may have a moment where you start to think like, wait, is it me? But I feel like at the end of the day, you deep down know it's not you. You end up knowing that it's them. So that's the second stage of being a spiritual warfare, when you start to realize that no matter what you do, and the people that you surround yourself with are not receptive of that, or they just want to look at you negative, that's their own issue. That's their own insecurity that they depicting on you, and it has nothing to do with you. So eventually, over time, you remove yourself from these group of people because you see that they not wanting to accept who you are for who you are. They want you to be the person that they depict you to be, but the whole time it's not. But that's a part of the spiritual warfare, to get you to think that you are a bad person. To think that, but I don't know why they do that. It's because most of the time, people that are of the light, or people that carry certain energy and positive peace and stuff like that, people envy that. The people that have the insecurities and where the dark spirits take over, they carry demons, they envy how you are able to be so nice and so sweet all the things you overcome, right? After people do certain things to you, you still smile, right? So that's